Restore my power, and I will speak to you again.
Oh no, not the horse demon. Hey buddy, how you doing?
This cannot be. Is it really possible? I sense the mark of the water dragon upon you. You have returned.
Yes, I've returned. Dead.
I am the spirit of Abbot Song, slain many years ago by the glorious strategist. Before my death, I was the head of the Spirit Monk Order. Your order. Master Li? He is Sun Li, the traitor. Now, out of balance the world has become when one of our order believes Sun Li to be his master.
Not my fault. May have raised and trained me. Shit.
Born here in Dirge and cleansed in the sacred fountains. You were an infant the day the Emperor and Sun Li attacked our monastery. I tried to save you from the slaughter, only to lose you to Li when he ripped you from the arms of your dying guardian. I can only imagine what lies and distortions he told you about Dirge, your heritage, and his own role in events here. But now, you deserve to hear the truth.
Alright, then let me hear it. What really happened?
30 years ago, the long drought struck the land. For a decade, crops withered and died. Starving people across the Empire demanded that something be done. Despite his position, Emperor Sun Hai could not alter the natural order. He demanded that his brother, the glorious strategist, concoct a plan to rectify this insult. Through Sun Li's cunning, the armies of the Emperor laid siege to the gates of Dirge. They came to seize the Water Dragon's power and her life-giving waters. The soldiers of the Imperial Army swarmed over us, too many to count. My spirit monks fought bravely, but I knew the battle was lost. We were beaten. All around me, my fellow spirit monks were dying. I tried to hold the attackers at bay. Prince Qin attacked me, and then Master Li cut me down from behind. The Emperor ascended unopposed, but already Sun Li and Prince Qin plotted against him. The glorious strategist was not content to watch his...
So I just found out I might have missed out on the best weapon in the entire game. So, if possible, we're gonna reload an autosave and see if we can grab it real quick. It's not too far away if we gotta go back to that part after we had just died. At the beginning of chapter 5.
Strike him down, but they could not know he would be so strong. Infused with the Water Dragon's power, he was now unbelievably powerful. Sun Li escaped with his life, but he left his brother, Prince Qin, to suffer the Emperor's terrible vengeance. a spirit monk child still lived.
Lord knows how you didn't hear him coming up after you, though. He's in the snow.
Claiming his identity, no longer a servant of the Emperor, Li abandoned his fearsome armor to become the master you thought you knew. If you and the amulet were the key to defeating his brother, he might still claim that power. Li disappeared with you and the amulet, escaping the Emperor's retribution. With his newfound power, the Emperor, as a taunt to his traitorous brother, bound kin spirit to the armor Li had left behind. And Death's Hand was born.
You were the last of the spirit monks. Sun Li saw our attempt to save you as confirmation of your importance. He believed you were meant to restore what he helped steal.
He trained you to be an instrument of vengeance, an agent to succeed where he and Prince Kin had failed. But with your death, the Emperor is now invincible.
Yeah, oh my god, that looked fucking horrible.
The strategist has won. You were the last of the spirit monks. But now you are just a ghost like the rest of us. No one is left to oppose Sun Li. You spoke with the water dragon? Of course. Only she could guide your spirit to Dirge, while all others must wander the mortal world. I worried that our last hope had died with you, but now I see...
No, not quite. Not fully over. Pretty close to it, but not all the way. I'm only mostly dead.
As leader of the spirit monks in life, I am bound by honor and duty to aid you in this task. I swear, I will not abandon you until the fountains of Dirge are restored. I can guide you here in Dirge, this lost home of yours. I know the monastery well, and will do everything in my power to help you restore the fountains. The fountains were tainted with human blood, which shattered their seals. The blood that stained them is gone. Replacing the seals should restore them. You are probably right. We must
Ask questions after we reload to save, because right now I gotta go and get that sword before it's too late. So, as it would turn out, only the PC version of the game has that sword, so I have wasted my time, but oh well. It's okay though, we can just ask some questions now and then we'll move on.
I know the monastery well.
Yeah, it's a bit upsetting. I thought I could actually get a fairly decent sword, but nope. Nope. Stick with what we got. Not like what we have isn't bad. Oh, not like what we have is bad.
I would be honored to help you learn more about our order and your legacy. Many of our order were brought to us as children, orphans we raised to serve our great mistress. But a few children are born here at the monastery. Both your mother and father were spirit monks. You were born right here in Dirge, and bathed in the...
Did they also die during the burning of Dirge? Or the assault on Dirge, whatever you want to call it?
Your mother and father died in the attack.
Yep.
Along with the rest of us who served the water dragon. They were good people. Their love for each other was matched only by their devotion to the water dragon herself. Had they survived, you would have been raised here in Dirge. They would have instructed you from birth in the duties of a spirit monk. It is a tragedy you never knew them. We served the water dragon as her guardians and protectors. We saw to the needs of her physical form, maintained Dirge, and honored her with worship and prayer. We also served as shepherds for the dead. Most spirits came to Dirge in time, but sometimes a spirit was unable or unwilling to leave the mortal world behind. We would seek out these lost spirits. Those with unfinished business or those who had suffered traumatic deaths would need our help to reach Dirge. But now that the water dragon is gone, none of the spirits can find their way to Dirge, and those already here are trapped. The portal to the afterlife is sealed. Dirge is a place between. It exists in both the mortal world and the spirit realm, and it leads to the underworld itself. It is a bridge between life and death. Once it was a holy place, but now it is defiled. Dirge has become a place of great evil and corruption, a corruption that has been growing for the past 20 years.
Okay, well I think we're good to go now. That's enough questions. Got enough context.
Power before Sun Li gains full command of her powers.
God damn, I'm really bummed out that we couldn't get that sword, because it was a really cool looking sword too. But, oh well, what we got now is good enough too. So now that I'm dead, do my weapons work on Ghost, or is it still just martial only? Nope, still doesn't work. I don't know why that's the case, but it's how it is, I guess. You have a lot of health, my friend. Enough with the ice, please. God damn it. Let me out of here. Well, Abbott Song, you're kind of ass. Not gonna lie.
The guardian of this fountain is destroyed, and I weep for her. She was once one of our order, but lured by Li's promises of wealth and power, she betrayed us.
Who was she?
This thing is the corrupted spirit.
Whoever she was annoying as all hell.
During the attack, she and several other spirit monks betrayed us by tainting the holy fountains with human blood. Long before the attack, Li sent spies to bribe some of our weaker members. When they tainted the fountains, the power sustaining us against the army vanished. After the battle, the Emperor executed Xiangwu and the others, and he used the power of the water dragon to bind their spirits to the fountains. Their crime was terrible, but they did not deserve this fate. They suffered endless torment from which they could never escape. Such is the power of the binding. The binding is a sacred ritual of the spirit monks.
Oh, so we can do it too?
We can draw on the power of the water dragon to...
Oh, right, we can't do that. Never mind, I do remember that now.
It is one of our tools for shepherding the dead.
We shepherd them by binding them?
Fouled, there were ghosts in the world. Some spirits would become lost in their journey here, or refuse to let go of the mortal world and go mad. If we found one of these restless ghosts, we could bind it to us and bring it to Dirge. Then we would release the spirit, so the water dragon could lead it into the afterlife. The binding is a great gift from the water dragon, if used properly. But the power can be abused. The Emperor bound the traitors not to himself, but to a place. A spirit can never escape such a binding. It feels an inexorable pull, but it has nowhere to go. It feels a compulsion to obey, but is never given a command.
Oh, that would be maddening, wouldn't it?
Twists and corrupts, and in its agony it goes mad. Binding a spirit to a place is a terrible crime for our order. The only thing worse is binding a living creature. Binding the living condemns them to a fate worse than death. It forces the subject to obey and robs them of their free will. As a spirit monk, you must never do such a thing. The ability to bind spirits comes from the essence of the water dragon inside you. You may not have the power now, but one day you will be able to call upon it when needed.
Oh, that sounds promising.
But this is not...
Can that be soon, please? That'd be pretty cool.
The Guardian is dead, but you must place the seal on the fountain for it to be fully restored.
Looking at my options. Why not? That's one out of how many statues? Are we doing rule 3 or is it... How many is there?
It worked! The fountain is restored and the gates to the inner courtyard have opened.
Answer my question, homie. How many fountains are there?
You have nothing to fear here. Though many dangerous beings dwell in Dirge, these monks and soldiers cannot harm you. The monks and soldiers who fell during the battle are trapped here in Dirge. Caught in a never-ending war, they fight, they fall, only to rise and fall again. Lee cut me down on the steps of the temple. My body fell and my spirit rose. Powerless, I fled toward the outer courtyard while the battle still raged. I wanted to see if you had escaped. Instead, I...